Okay, so based off this whole, immigration situation with the law, how the laws are changing and whatnot, do you think now, in this current climate, when you start dating someone, it's important to find out if they're legally allowed to be in this country or not?
Boy.
No one even asked me. I don't even know how to date these days. Like, what do you ask? Like, first date questions. It's all getting so ridiculous at this point.
Honest, let's be honest, because
so a question: are you legal to be in the country?
Yeah, because
have you got your naturalization certificate?
I've never that's never crossed my mind.
Because look at how thick.
Are you British? Yeah.
No, because think about. You guys mentioned something about it being systematic and them trying to break down our communities and whatnot. I'm not saying I disagree.
Yeah.
But based on how the law is now and how things are getting a lot tighter, Brexit is round the corner. Nowadays, if I'm dating, I might just have to be like, let's play a little snap of our passports and let's see who's got what. Because I don't want something 5 years down the line. I'm married, I've got children, and I'm here and my partner's going to be having to leave me and my kids. Like, honestly, is there a problem with you asking that?
There's definitely
change
a problem
at any time.
Then it's not a problem to ask.
I don't think it's a problem to ask, but it depends on who you're asking. Some people might
and when as well. Like, it depends how long you've been dating. That kind of information naturally comes out, I think. Yeah.
Like, because if someone asked me that, I'd be like, what? Ain't the English I'm speaking good enough or something?
It's not about your accent. But it's not about your accent.
Yeah, I know, but I'd still be like, bro, where did that come from? Like, why are you asking me that? Like, what? Are you allowed to be in the country? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but if someone's gonna be offended, and maybe they're hiding something. I've got a friend, right, who is now married, but the guy she married, he was previously married. But it was a fake marriage just for papers. So when they got married the second time with her, feds didn't believe, so detained him for a little while.
No way.
Because they had to prove they had an authentic relationship. They had to send
marriage,
messages, everything to prove. Because his first marriage, he admitted it. It was a fake marriage so that he could have papers to legally stay in this country. So I asked again. I'll be like, babe, how tall are you? What area are you from? Do you have kids? What passport you got? What's the problem?
What's your credit score?
Well, let's add a credit score as well. You get me? Because at least with a credit score, we can work on that. With a passport, what are we doing?
If you're proper trying to build with someone, and I hear all the questions that you're asking, innit? But by all means, on a simple date, would you really ask?
Not a first date.
Do you know what?
In the wheel, man.
No, she will. I can tell. Like, she's just
She'll be like, knock.
She'll come with a piece of paper in her bra. Like, okay, so.
Do you know what? Do you know why?
Say, open up your CV.
But do you know why? Do you know why I think it is important? Because I'm dating with a purpose. Do you know what I mean? I'm not dating to waste time. So if I've gone on a date with you, there's certain things that I will know already. Okay, I might not ask you over the phone or via WhatsApp what passport you got. But when we're sitting on that day, I'll be like, so what do you want for your future? Legally, can you be here for that future? And there's a way. The thing is, if you can't ask a question without it being rude and offensive, you need to go and learn how to communicate. Because you should be able to ask anyone.
That is learning the skill of communication still. So you're very
I definitely would ask.
100% agree still.
So what's your passport?
Is he red or is he blue?
I have many.
I agree with that, but I still think people would find it a bit offensive. I still think so, because like, this is a country where, like, where you're supposed to be free and able to do more or less anything you want. So something like that is...
Maybe that's just not the person you need to be with then, because there's an element of comfort that should be like, you can't take that personally. Like, this is just something I want to know. Like, I read in the newspaper today someone's getting deported. Are you getting deported? Like,
I still get what you mean. Like, I'm like, this is England. Like, this is a country where people easily get offended.
And as well, say I'm not legal, but you still want to like kind of keep a long distance relationship.
No, because just because you're not legal. No, but you know what it is.
Like, gotta throw that in there as well. Like, so what's wrong with the long distance?
But here's the thing. Okay, it depends on what status you have in this country.
Okay.
Because if you're here on like a visa which has an expiry date, then unless we get married before that expiry date, you're gonna go. Yeah. So once we'll have to break our relationship, aren't we?
So what, you couldn't come over there to come check?
What country are you going to?
Whatever country I pick.
Yeah, but it might be difficult for me to stay in your country. Remember, just because you've got a British passport doesn't mean you legally can be everywhere. Our passport doesn't have that power.
But no, all right. It doesn't have the power to say you're legally but you can more or less step everywhere in regards to having a British passport, right?
Yeah, 95% of places.
You get what I'm saying? So, in regards to stepping somewhere, I guess once you're there, then it's that naturalization process.
So then why don't we just do that for you here in the UK if you're not legal?
But
why have we got to go to another country? Especially if you've been here for a couple of years and we have been, let's say your visa is 5 years. You've been here for let's say 3. We start dating after your 3rd year, so we still have 2 years of a relationship. You've built here already 3 years. Are you really gonna go and want to build elsewhere? We might as well just try and get married and have you legally be dependent on my visa, on my passport.
Well, in the sense of, yes, if that's what you want to do and set up here, then yeah, it makes sense. But say the powers that be don't permit me to get that kind of stay, and it pushes me away. Are you not willing to say, like, you know what, okay, let's try somewhere else as well, and then maybe come back here?
No.
It's just straight.
Oh, it depends where we're going, honey.
Yeah, it depends where we're going. No, but it depends on quite a few things. It depends on what I've built here. It depends on how our relationship is. It depends on what kind of life you have over there. There's too many variables. You know, it could be possible. It might not even be possible. It might just be a thing where we're going to have to enjoy those 2 years and you enjoy yourself back home.
It was nice knowing you, buddy.
I'm tired of this country, so if there's anyone in Ghana that wants to get married,
come on, collect.
holler at me.
Hey.
Come on, collect. Someone's
Get
wife.
out of here, mate.
Somebody's wife. No, but even in talking about like immigration and being like taken back home and stuff like that, I feel like it's very important for us as, you know, the younger generation, so to speak, to make sure we are in tune with our roots.
Yes.
Especially for me, like I've proper taken it on like as a task to get to know where I'm from and understand my culture, speaking to your grandparents, aunties and uncles. I feel like we don't really do a good job of keeping up with our families back home.
Okay, based on that then, how many of us here have a passport from where our family is originally from?
I was trying to get one.
I got one 2 years ago. I got a Nigerian passport.
Can someone fill me in on how to do this?
But you have to also study that not all countries allow you to have more than 2.
And my mum's Grenadian.
So then you have to speak to them to
But
find
they're
out.
not. The thing
Or
is,
Google.
my grandma's Grenadian.
Then babe, what passport do you want?
I want all of them.
So then, honestly,
give me all of them,
no, but
man.
if your parents are, because my
My
parents
mum
are
and my
Nigerian.
dad were born in Britain.
Yeah, but do they not have?
No, they've got British passports.
My parents have British passports, but they also have Nigerian passports.
But they were. No, my parents.
So they're not dual citizen. Are you guys all dual citizen?
No,
Dual
I'm
citizens,
not.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a difference with Africans and Caribbeans, you know.
Yeah, there is.
There's a difference.
Even down to how the Caribbeans can travel out of the Caribbean to African countries within the African continent. It's different to how they can move to the rest of the world. But that's what I was saying to you in regards to the British passport. You can step everywhere. So in regards to you setting
Right now,
Until Brexit, I was gonna say, sister.
Do you know what? I was reading
trying to
this
get
thing. I was reading this
citizenship
thing
somewhere else.
a few months ago about which countries hold the most weight. And a couple of years ago, it was the British passport, because you could go to a majority of places and not need a proper visa. You could step in and have it automatic. But now I think the highest ranking passport is like
Germany.
it's like Dutch or somewhere like it's like
or Singapore.
it's like a Swiss, like one mad passport.
yeah.
Switzerland, that would make sense.
Yeah, probably like Switzerland or somewhere, because the British passport, and come Brexit, boy.
We're done out here, man.
We'll see it.
Can't go back something else.
We're done out here. Theresa May, it's not too late to stop, turn around and just quit. Okay, just.
That's a whole other topic, boy. Brexit.
Get out of here, you old bag.
In other words,
Seen the dancing
in other
t-shirt.
words,
It's got a picture of her.
in other words.
Sat down, that's what it is.
Just when you think Marissa's learned her lesson. It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
We've done.